Hey Waistcoat wanderers of the internet. So this past weekend I was at a meditation retreat for the weekend. So that's why you didn't see many videos from me last week, because I was preparing for that and then I was at that. And that's also why you didn't see a Monday video. But you will see many more, so I'm not too worried about that. However, I do want to do another Positive Wednesday show. This is around a topic that I've wanted to talk about for quite a while now, because of things that have gone on in my own life. And recently a few people have mentioned situations in their life, some people that I know through YouTube, other people that I've known just generally in my life, that have shown that they're going through a similar transition in their life. So I want to talk about endings, and specifically around endings in relationships. Now I'm not going to focus so much on endings in big relationships, the passing of family members, the ending of a romantic relationship, not because they're not important, they most certainly are, but because the area that I want to talk about doesn't kind of link in as much to that area. Because I want to talk about the endings of relationships which are, as Positive Jess said to me when we were talking about it, she said they're the second friends. They are still of high importance to you, but I guess the best way to describe it are they're the short-term friends. They are the friends, they're also the teachers, they are the guiders in life, they are the people that you work with, but they are the people that in a moment they're in your life and they are such vital parts of your life. They are teaching you not only in an educational manner but in a life manner. They're helping you realise who you are. They're helping to kind of guide and shape that. And then a year down the road, for example, you look around and you go, oh, I wonder what happened to this person, or I wonder what they're doing now. And I think it's a very difficult transition, at least it was for me personally, because I think when you're at school or at college, and even at uni, you're seeing these people every single day. You have the same people in your life. It will change only really when major life events happen, and as I said, that's not really where we talk about in this kind of topic. So when you leave school, I think that's the first time that this experience kind of comes into play, and then from that point it comes into it more. It comes into it when you finish a workplace or finish a placement that you're doing for university, or when you come back from a summer camp abroad, or when you come back from a retreat, as I have done. And during that time, be it a 6-month placement, a 3-day retreat, the people around you are important. They give you support, they make you feel in many, many different ways, both positively and negatively. But they're very influential to the way you are living your life for those days. And then time passes and they're not there anymore. And there's a bit of sadness to that. There's quite a bit of sadness to that. With some people, I'm sure there will be happiness. Especially when you leave school and you realise, oh, I don't need to put up with this person anymore. You know, this person that bullied me. That's quite a nice feeling. But you get this point where, and I think I realise it now, that there have been certain people in my life over the last 10 years, 15 years, who have guided me, and at the time I probably haven't realised it. They've helped to shape me to who I am. I'm talking about people my age, people that are older than me, and in some cases probably even people that are younger than me. And then they're not there. And especially with, take for example, the the 3-day retreat I've been on. I was very aware of that feeling then. Now these weren't necessarily people that I wanted to stay in contact with, not for any reason, but major reason, just because that wasn't why I was there, that wasn't the nature of the relationships we had. But you're still there thinking, I need to hold on to this relationship and this guidance and this way of shaping who I am. And in the end, I think you realise that who you are is shaped by many different people, many different relationships that you have in your life. It's never just shaped by one. But I think it's important to realise the impact and importance that individual people have on your life. The way that they've supported you and guided you and accepted you. Because a lot of those relationships can be long-term relationships. They can be ongoing friends. And I think that's when it's a shame. That's when it's a shame, where we kind of just accept that, oh, this relationship, this connection has passed, and then we don't try and keep that. We don't try and see where that goes and see if that adapts into something new, another form of relationship. And it depends on which way you look at connections and life as a whole. Some people believe, things happen for a reason, and if you are destined to be friends with someone, you're destined to be friends with them, and it will happen. I carry a much more, we have our own control in our life. We can go one way, and whether that's right or wrong, we're going that way, and it's not predetermined. So I believe we can make a relationship what we want to make it. But then, every important relationship in our life, do we then go and say, I want to make this long term? And no, I believe very kind of categorically that there are certain relationships in our lives that are destined to be short term. And they should be, because we needed them at that point. I don't really know where I'm going with this discussion very much, but I think that's kind of the point behind the Positive Wednesday shows now compared to a few months ago. Now it's helping me and helping other people kind of to look through life and see where that takes them and see where that takes me. And so I find that interesting. Because I worry now. I find myself very much worrying that the friends I have, be it through YouTube, be it through other means, if I don't hold on to those friendships and keep them close, and they'll go away, and then I'll be losing out. And in that sense, I do believe in this idea of destiny and the idea of, if something is meant to be in your life, it will be in your life. And I quite like that idea. I guess the one thing to end on is, especially for the younger viewers, I suppose I'm very, those things that old people say to you. I think at school, definitely there is that, as I said, that worry that these people that you're going to see every single day won't be there anymore. These people that you work with every day aren't going to be there anymore. And I find people do one of two things about that. They either really, really, really worry about it and they go, oh, what's my life going to be without these people? Or they go, oh, I don't care. And I think either one is negative. I've known a lot of people who've gone and said, these people aren't my friends, they're people I work with, I don't need them. And it protects yourself. But I think also it limits yourself. It limits yourself in developing what can be very positive and in some cases long-term relationships. Bear in mind, relationships are many different things. Each relationship is individual. So I think what I'm going to make an effort with now, and I started doing this at the weekend, and what I recommend other people do, is find that line between appreciating the relationships that you have in your moment and making the most of those relationships in the moment, and then accepting that different things will happen and different relationships will come into your life and go out of your life. And that's transition, that's who we are. And not only that, but some relationships in your life will go out, and then 6 months later, 5 years later, 10 years later, they come back into your life, and they're new and they're different, or they're the same. They take you back to, when you were younger. And that's fine. And I find that quite difficult for me personally, because I'm always trying to, because one of the things I do is I base my self-identity externally. I kind of get other people basically to tell me who I am. I look to everybody I interact with as a guidance on that. And I think stepping away and saying, that relationships are what they are is going to help me own a bit more of that. So that feels like a pretty odd Positive Wednesday session. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I do still plan on doing weekly videos. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, what do you guys think about about transitions and relationships? Do you find you shy away from them? Do you find you are very easy at accepting them and going with things? What are your experiences, both good and bad? I'd love to know. So comment down below, or as always, leave a video response. I will see you soon, guys. Take care. Ciao.